Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. And today I am finally back with another hair related video after so long. Like I mentioned in the past, I was sick for a while, so I was down and out of it for like a month. And then besides that, I've been on this travel spree, which was a promise I made to myself for my 30th year. I just wanted to travel a lot. So literally since my 30th birthday, I have been on a plane every 4 weeks. Not to brag or anything, but that's where I've been. So when I wasn't traveling, I was at home working like crazy so I can go out and travel again. That's where I've been, but I'm currently in California right now visiting my brother. And this will be my last trip for a while, so more videos are finally seriously on the way. So anyway, in today's video, I have been wanting to make this video for a while, and I just want to address these braiding policies that have been going on lately, because I think they're getting a little out of control. I'm not gonna lie, a little out of control. I know I've made a similar video before where I was addressing these complaints that a lot of clients have had lately with braiders in general, and I'm not gonna lie, they used to always offend me when I would hear comments about, oh, these braiders nowadays and their policies are so out of hand and this and that and the other thing. And I'll be like, what did we do? But honestly, now I'm realizing there really is a difference with the braiders nowadays, like the recent braiders with all the other braiders or hairstyles in general. To be completely honest, I feel like authority is going to some people's heads, and these policies are just out of control. So I'm gonna address them. The ones that I really don't agree with, I don't know where they came from. So I'll be honest, this is gonna be a tough pill to swallow for a lot of braiders, especially the newer ones or the younger ones, but I feel like it has to be said. And just putting this out there, I'm a braider as well, because I know a lot of times when I'm reading comments and things like that, and clients or customers are complaining about how the braiders charge and have all these add-on fees, a lot of braiders would be like, oh, well, you don't understand. We go through this, we do that. It's tedious, it's time consuming, this takes longer, whatever. So I'm a braider too. I get the struggle. I know where we're coming from, and I still have to say I disagree with a lot of these policies, so I'm going to address them right now. So first one that I have to address, this is a tough pill to swallow, but your clients are not obligated to model for you. Having it written in your policy that your client should come photo ready is ridiculous. Your clients are coming to spend hours upon hours sitting in your chair getting their hair done. More than likely, they're not going to want to come with their face made up. They're not going to want to come all dressed up. And they're not going to want to take a picture in their relaxed look, and that's okay. Yes, after we spend hours doing hair, we do want our pictures because we do use our pictures to get clients. That's our advertisement. But if a client is uncomfortable having their picture taken... Do I have a window open? I thought I closed them all. It's kind of loud outside. Sorry, guys. But yeah, if your client is uncomfortable having their picture taken for whatever reason it is, that is their right. You can never, ever force somebody to take a picture. That's not just with doing hair, that's in general. You cannot take people's pictures without their permission. So if your client does not want their picture taken, you can't take that offensively. You can't get mad about that. You cannot tell them they have to get their picture taken if they come to you. That little thing will turn clients off right then and there. So with that being said, a lot of clients just don't want their face in the picture. I've noticed with me when I ask for pictures, a lot of times if they say no and I tell them that I'll leave their face out of it, they usually change their mind. Give them a mirror or something to cover their face with, or what I do sometimes is if their face does show up in the picture, when I post it, I just put an emoji over their face. Your clients are entitled to their privacy. But if that still doesn't work, I'm not going to press them and press them. I just don't take the picture. There have been times when clients have said they just don't want their picture taken, and I have to respect that, and that is that. So, yeah, that's that. Don't take a picture without permission. Always ask first, and if the answer is no, the answer is no. The next one, and I've addressed this before in a past video, are these last minute or squeeze-in fees. I don't know where that one came from. I do not understand the logic behind it. I just do not agree with it. I cannot agree with it. A squeeze-in fee is if a client comes to you last minute and you have to squeeze them into your schedule. And for doing that, you charge them extra because it's an inconvenience to you. If a client is going to inconvenience you, do not take the client. If you don't have time for the service, don't take it. If you are allowing that client to come to you, that is you saying that you do have time and you don't have a problem doing their hair. So you cannot turn around and be like, well, actually, this is inconveniencing me because now my whole schedule is messed up, or now I have to work even later, or, you know, whatever. You can't just turn around and be like, okay, now you have to pay for that. If you don't have the time for a client, do not take the client. Because honestly, the fact that you're taking them when you don't have time just makes you look like you're money hungry. Stop doing these things just for the extra dollar. It's not worth it, because then you're pushing back your other appointments who were booked way in advance at a decent time, and now they can be taken on time because you decide to take in one person in the middle of your day and throw your whole day off. But then you're like, okay, but it's okay because I can charge an extra $25. No, that's not a thing. If you don't have time, you don't have time. And yes, it sucks when you have to turn a client away because you can't fit them, but the truth is, it happens. It happens. If you're booked, you're booked. Be proud of yourself for being booked. And it's unfortunate to the client, but it's better that than taking them and then having to charge them extra. I don't know. I just don't agree with it. If you're going to allow clients to sit in your chair, don't punish them for that. That makes no sense to me. Same thing with the whole last minute thing. If they book an appointment with you, say, the day before they want their hair done, and you do have time to take them the next day, just take the client. Don't be like, okay, I can take you. I have time. But because you booked within 7 days, you're going to pay extra. Why? You clearly had that spot open. You weren't going to make any money in that spot anyway, so just take what you get. Stop adding on fees on top of fees on top of fees. That is such a turn off. Anyway, moving on. The next one, I don't understand this. It's charging your clients extra because their hair is long or their hair is thick. So, why are you ridiculing your clients for having beautiful growing hair? First of all, how does that even work? Do you have a cutoff? It's like if your hair is longer than 10 inches, you have to pay this extra? Like, how does that work? And if you have a faithful client and you're doing their hair, and then one day their hair gets even longer, you're going to be like, oh, actually, from now on, you're going to have to pay this. First of all, if you have growing hands, don't punish your clients for that. That is a good thing. That is a blessing. Second of all, you should be able to handle all hair textures, all hair lengths, all that. Like, thin hair or thick hair should not make a difference. Long hair or short hair should not make a difference. I understand hair being too short to braid because it gets to a point where even if you can grip it, it's going to fall out, so you just can't take it. But to be like your hair is too long? Yes, it does technically take longer if you do tuck the hair, but so what? You just take longer. That's all. I just don't agree with charging more for that. It just doesn't make any sense. First of all, when you're booking appointments, you should always put in time cushions in between your appointments in case for any reason the appointment runs longer than expected. So that cushion should be in case your client happens to have long hair. Stop expecting all your clients to have this much hair. Some people have long hair and they still want their hair braided, and they should not be punished for that. And yes, I'm using the word punish because that's what it sounds like when you're making them pay extra for what they already have. Same thing with shorter hair, and I know nobody's going to agree with this, but if you can grip short hair, I personally don't see the point in charging extra either because it doesn't add the time. If you can grip it, you grip it. If you can't, you can't. If you have to have a minimum, like some people say they can't braid shorter than 6 inches, 4 inches, whatever, then that's fine. But if you don't, or you claim you can grip an inch long of hair, like inch long hair, if you can do that, just do it. Why are they paying extra? It does not add any time. I personally am very good at gripping shorter hair. A lot of my clients know me for that. And I can guarantee you it does not take me any longer to grip shorter hair than it does longer hair. Matter of fact, it takes longer to work on longer hair because you're tucking the hair, like I said before. So why am I charging my short hair client even extra? I don't change my method. I don't use a different technique. I mean, if you have different techniques and it does take longer, it is what it is. But I just don't understand the sense in having different fees for different lengths of hair. It's just too much to go through. It's like shorter than 4 inches is this much, 4 inches to 10 inches is this much, and then 10 inches and more. I'm not going through all that. That's ridiculous. That is too much. That is way, way too much. The next thing is tucking hair. Another thing I don't agree in charging extra for. Yes, it takes longer to tuck hair than to just braid it without going through that. But the reason I don't charge extra for it is because I believe that as a braider, oh, someone's calling me. Hold on one second. As I was saying, I believe as a braider, you should always be tucking your hair. It helps actually protect the hair, the style lasts longer, and it looks better. So I feel like that should be a standard. Your client shouldn't have to ask that or request that, and definitely shouldn't have to pay extra for that. So if you currently feel like your prices don't include the time that it takes to tuck hair, then just change the prices altogether and just make that your standard fee, because I feel like tucking should be a given. That shouldn't be a request. So that in a nutshell are these new age policies that I just can't stand behind and I can't support. I'm sorry to you braiders who have them, but I'm just not there with that one. Other things I just want to mention is that if you have policies, make sure you apply them to yourself as well. Mainly a late fee. If you charge your clients I don't know, $10 for showing up late, more than 15 minutes late. If you are more than 15 minutes late to your appointment, you should be discounting them $10 and not waiting until they request it first. That should be a given automatically. So yeah, always make sure that you are following the same rules that you make your clients follow so that it's fair. Because trust me, they'll be the first to call you out on it if you were the one who was late, as they should. Also, this should be a given, but I realize some people don't understand how deposits work. If you charge a deposit, that is part of your final fee. You don't charge a deposit and then charge a braid fee on top of that. If your service is $100 and you charge $25 deposit, when your client comes for their service, they only owe you $75, not an additional $100. There should not be an additional charge to hold your spot. It's just a portion of the final payment. I'm actually surprised that I've seen complaints like that, but I've heard from a few people, not a lot, but a few people who have said that they have gone to braiders or hairstylists who charge a deposit, and then when they come for their service, they still owe 100% of the fee. So the deposit was completely separate. That's not a deposit. That's not how it works. That's stolen money in my opinion. I'm just being real. And the final thing I want to address or say, this isn't necessarily a policy either, but you do not own your clients. Your clients are free to go wherever they want, to whoever they want, whenever they want. Not every client is going to be a regular client. A lot of clients are chair hoppers. They come to you one day and then go down to Sally the next day and then go to the Samantha next time. You know, some people just go from chair to chair to chair. That's a prerogative. Other clients, they only get their hair done once, maybe twice a year. Some only do it for special occasions, whatever the reason is. And the reason I'm saying this is because I don't know where this started from, but a lot of newer stylists have learned that you're supposed to keep up with your clients. So if you haven't seen them in like a month, you text them like, hey, it's time for you to book your next appointment. Or just, you know, we haven't seen you in a while, just making sure everything's okay. Don't do that. Do not put that kind of pressure on your clients. Maybe they just don't want to come back. Maybe they just found somewhere else. Maybe they don't have the money. Or like I said, maybe they just like to go to other people. They don't want to commit to one stylist, whatever the case is. Don't check on them. Don't do that. And don't try and justify it by being like, oh, I was just caring and I was concerned about your well-being. No, you weren't. No, you weren't. At the end of the day, your clients are your clients. They're not your friends. They're not your family. You don't need to keep checking on them in their personal lives. That's not your business where they are or why they haven't come back to you. That honestly just sets you up for a very awkward conversation. With that being said, your friends don't have to be your clients either. I keep seeing these trends on Instagram and stuff where people are saying, oh, I thought you were my friend, but you don't support my business because you don't come and get your hair done by me. You don't share my page, da-da-da-da-da. Your friends are still your friends, even if they go to other people. And I always tell my friends, I feel like a lot of times people feel like they have to come to me because I do hair. And I say straight up, you don't have to come to me. Like, keep going to whoever you've been going to. Truthfully, it's best to keep your friends separate from your business anyway. But if they want to come to you, that's great. That's awesome. But if they don't, that's also great. That's also awesome. That is not making them a bad friend. And I just hate this mentality that we have nowadays where you feel like everyone who knows you has to come to you. First of all, who said you're the only hairstylist that they know? Also, what if they already have someone that they go to? They don't have to dump them now because you started doing hair. They don't have to share your page. For all you know, maybe they don't like the way you work and they don't want to say it. They don't have to like your work either. They're still your friend. They just aren't your clients, and that's okay. Your friends don't have to also be your clients. So we need to get off this high horse where you feel like everyone who knows you has to come to you now or else they're a backstabber. That's highly immature, so we need to break out of that habit. Okay, that was kind of out of order and all over the place, but those were things that I've been wanting to address forever because I do realize that there is an issue with newer stylists and newer braiders, and unfortunately I feel like that is ruining the game for all of us in the industry. I feel like we're all put under that immature category, for lack of a better word, but it is what it comes down to. So I just feel like that needs to be addressed by an actual braider and hairstylist. So that was my 2 cents. I know I might not get a lot of people agreeing with this, but I just feel like it's something that needed to be said, and I want to be one of the ones to say it. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Bye.